Voices in the Park is a picture book by Anthony Brown. It is an effective book to use with secondary students to teach point of view and characterization. Oftentimes in high school, students read stories that may switch narrators, and this can be confusing. However, Voices in the Park can help show the way that one experience can be told in first person by multiple characters and reflect the individual qualities of those characters. It is a story of 4 characters that visit the park: Charlie's mother, Smudge's father, Charlie, and Smudge. As we read the book, notice the artful way that Brown has created his illustrations. His choice of font, color, and background reflect the differences in the 4 characters. After we finish reading, we will discuss the 4 characters and the different ways they see the same setting, events, and each other. Charles' mother is loud and domineering. The font that accompanies her voice is bold, and she wears a red hat. The colors in her section are also bold. She is the first character.
Voices in the Park by Anthony Brown. The first voice. It was time to take Victoria, our pedigree Labrador, and Charles, our son, for a walk. When we arrived at the park, I let Victoria off her leash. Immediately, some scruffy mongrel appeared and started bothering her. I shooed it off, but the horrible thing chased her all over the park. I ordered it to go away, but it took no notice of me whatsoever. "Sit," I said to Charles, "here." I was just planning what we should have to eat that evening when I saw Charles had disappeared. Oh dear, where had he gone? You get some frightful types in the park these days. I called his name for what seemed like ages. Then I saw him talking to a very rough-looking child. "Charles, come here, once," I said, "and come here, please, Victoria." We walked home in silence.
The second character is Smudge's father. Smudge's father talks about looking for a job, and he seems rather depressed. Notice the way the colors in his section are cool and the background is drab to reflect his mood.
Second voice. I needed to get out of the house, so me and Smudge took the dog to the park. He loves it there. I wish I had half the energy he's got. I settled on a bench and looked through the paper for a job. I know it's a waste of time, but you've got to have some hope, haven't you? Then it was time to go. Smudge cheered me up. She chattered happily to me all the way home.
The third character is Charlie. Charlie's font is very thin, as though he is unsure of himself. The colors in this section are also very muted, although they brighten a bit as he plays with Smudge.
The third voice. I was at home again on my own. It's so boring. Then my mother said that it was time for our walk. There was a very friendly dog in the park, and Victoria was having a great time. I wished I was. "You want to come on the slide?" a voice asked. It was a girl, unfortunately, but I went anyway. She was great on the slide. She went really fast. I was amazed. The 2 dogs raced around like old friends. The girl took off her coat and swung on the climbing bars, so I did the same. I'm good at climbing trees, so I showed her how to do it. She told me her name was Smudge, a funny name. I I know, but she's nice. Then my mother caught us talking together, and I had to go home. Maybe Smudge will be there next time?
Finally, the fourth character is Smudge. Her font is very playful and sure. Her colors are bright, and they reflect a feeling of happiness.
The fourth voice. Dad had been really fed up, so I was happy when he said we could take Albert to the park. Albert's always in such a hurry to be left off his leash. He went straight up to this nice dog and sniffed his backside. He always does that. Of course, the other dog didn't mind, but his owner was really angry, the silly kid. I got talking to this boy. I thought he was kind of a wimp at first, but he's okay. We played on the seesaw, and he didn't say much, but later on, he was more friendly. We both burst out laughing when we saw Albert taking a swim. Then we all played on the bandstand, and I felt really, really happy. Charlie picked a flower and gave it to me. Then his mom called him, and we had to go. He looked sad. When I got home, I put the flower in some water and made Dad